What it is, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in here to another episode here on the Speedbug channel. We're gonna do a quick little cruise today. Nothing like crazy action-packed, but more of you just watching with some music and some scenery and stuff like that, exploring the central part here of Florida. So we go ahead and take a nice ride out to Lake Okeechobee and ride around the lake a little bit and just do some cruising and have a little fun. So I filmed some of this little adventure journey or stuff like that, so I figured maybe some of you all that are needing a little vacation from work or just a little daydreaming episode, here you guys go. We do have a little bit of action packed in there, and for the ones that want to know, I actually took this ride. It's about 180 miles or so that I did this ride, and I took the V4, and it didn't break. But she did drink 2 tanks of gas, which was like absurd. But either way, it wasn't too bad. I do want to give a quick review, of course, on this bike before we start. Again, how the bike did ride on this long journey. This is the longest single-handed, like one ride journey that I've been on the bike since I've owned it. And it was, the worst part about it, of course, was obviously holding the handle grips, because they are, like I said, they're much smaller than your traditional style motorcycle that you would ride on the street due to its race inspiration. The other thing, as you're riding and holding on, because you're in that aggressive seating position, it obviously tends to hurt your wrist, and also because the handlebars are very, very small. But as far as riding, because all of the roads are like 55, 60 miles per hour, and then of course you are going much faster during some points because you're literally in the middle of nowhere, you can tend to wind it out a little bit and keep the bike moving. So as I've mentioned kind of before, so the heat wasn't too much of an issue on it this time because you consistently stay moving. And I've mentioned that in many other videos that I've done about this bike, like if you were riding on the racetrack where it just sucks on the street because sometimes you get stuck in traffic and the heat is constantly pouring up. But if the bike stays in motion, there was some times where I did stop and stuff like that to try and turn and turn around or get stuck in a little bit of traffic, then you could start to really feel the heat. But when the bike stays in motion, you know, 45, 50 miles an hour and higher all the time, the heat can obviously escape the motorcycle through the fairings and of course through the tail section as well, where the rear bank of the exhaust is, excuse me. But so again, when the bike is in motion, it's not as bad, but when you do slow down, you could start to feel it, and you're like, all right, damn, like it's starting to cook like the inner parts of your thighs. But overall, the bike was a success. You know, I'm just talking shit. It didn't break, nothing failed. The bike performed okay. Wasn't the most comfortable ride. The seat was horrid, as I mentioned that in like the first review I ever did for this motorcycle, but overall, it wasn't too bad. But it was nice to actually get the bike out and ride it and see what it was like to actually ride this bike on a long distance and a long journey, as opposed to some of the other comfortable bikes like the GSXR and the BMW, which I knew were going to obviously perform flawlessly, because those two actually have the most miles of all of my bikes actually in the collection, just FYI. But next time I do that journey, we'll take another bike and we'll review that one on a long ride and see what that one's like to go on. But here's the video, and here's the journey with the V4, and a little high-speed action as well for you guys. So here you go. Yo, what it is, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in here to another episode here on the Speedbug channel. We got the V4 out here today. I'm actually riding it, and I've ridden it for about 30 minutes already, and it's already paining my ass. But she's out getting some fresh air. She looked good. Got Sandra back there, and we are gonna go do a nice cruise around Okeechobee Lake. So I'll be filming some stuff with that. It'll be just a nice memorizing ride, and there's some cool couple turns. I'll see if I can get some of that action there for you guys, but nothing crazy action packed, but just some kick-ass scenery. So stay tuned and let's take a read. this part of the vlog, well, I'm actually standing here on the side of my bike to block a lot of the wind, which I know there's still actually going to be a lot, but I'm going to just show you guys where we are, where I rode the Ducati here today. I can't unfortunately talk because the wind is so obnoxious, but here we go. Alright guys, well I hope y'all enjoyed that. Everything went well with the bike. I said it's back at home, all cleaned up, nothing broke. And I guess that's going to wrap it up here for this slow, contemporary, cool, slow jazz, small episode. But that's going to wrap it up here for today's video. If y'all like what you saw, again, Facebook, Instagram, at the Speedbug, same name here as YouTube. And we'll see y'all for another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Deuces.